Now, Jayden Daniels, he was the second quarterback off the board in this past year's draft, right behind Caleb Williams. He made his unofficial debut for the Commanders in their preseason opener against the New York Jets. And although he only played one series, he drove the Commanders right down the field with ease. Like, his second pass was a big 40-something yard completion, beautifully thrown down the sidelines. And that was a big strength that Jayden Daniels had when he was coming out of LSU. If you watched him last year when he won the Heisman, there weren't too many quarterbacks in the nation last year that threw a more accurate deep ball than what Jayden Daniels did, especially outside the numbers. Him and Michael Penix probably throw two of the best deep balls that I've seen in recent memory from quarterback prospects. And I would have loved to see Jayden at least have gotten one more drive, because it's just like, damn, it's like you drove them down the field, you cap it off with a 3-yard rushing touchdown. You would have loved to see at least a little bit more just to solidify what you thought. But Jayden Daniels, I mean, in this one drive, if he carries this momentum throughout the rest of the preseason into the regular season, Washington most definitely could be a sleeper team that could go from worst to first in their division. You would expect their defense to be pretty good, and they got a pretty good group of pass catchers around Jayden Daniels. Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Ben Sinnott, he was really good in this game, who's a rookie tight end that they drafted out of Kansas State in this draft class. With how dynamic Jayden Daniels is running with the football, there's a lot of creativity that the Commanders can have offensively with how good their running back position is going to be. Brian Robinson, I love this dude's game a lot. And with Jayden Daniels in the same backfield as him, it brings a different element to your offense that defenses are going to have to game plan for. Even if there isn't that much tape out for Jayden Daniels, you're not just finna go into week one, if you're a defensive coordinator going up against Washington, and say, yeah, Jayden Daniels is going to have to show me. That's a stupid recipe to get you an L, because Jayden Daniels, I don't expect this brother to struggle this year. If anything, he's going to be up and down. You're going to have some good games. You're going to have some bad games where he has some good, but he also has some bad. Maybe he has some turnover-heavy games. Maybe he becomes a little bit sloppy with taking care of the football, puts the ball on the ground a couple of times. But from a skill set standpoint, Jayden Daniels is everything that you look for in today's era of what it means to be a true dual-threat quarterback. I mean, if this dude has green grass in front of him, he's a threat to take it to the house every time. My concern with Jayden Daniels just has been, how consistent can he play within the structure of our offense? We didn't really get to see that against the New York Jets this afternoon because he only played one series. Is he going to be consistent with going through his progressions, not locking on to one guy like how he had the tendency to do last year? But overall, although we got a really small sample size of Jayden Daniels, you have to love what you saw from him if you're a Commanders fan. And I was really impressed with how big he looked in this game. I don't know if y'all peeped this, but Jayden Daniels put on some weight. That boy been in the weight room. He been packing on those pounds, because last year at LSU, this dude just looked like a straight up toothpick. And that was another concern that I had about Jayden Daniels. With how skinny he looked coming out of college and how many big hits he took. I remember watching the first couple of plays against Ole Miss. The dude got hit stick, fumbled, and it resulted in being a scoop and score. Well, this dude, he's been bulking up, and that's really good, especially if they intend to run him a good amount this year. But Jayden Daniels had a really good debut for the Commanders in their game against the New York Jets, man. It was one drive which kind of irritated me. I'm like, damn, this brother going off. Don't take him out yet. At least let us get one more drive to see what he can do, man. One more drive. If he can lead them to another touchdown drive, you got me sold. So I'm definitely going to be tuned in to whoever the Commanders play next next week in the preseason, because I got to see some more Jayden Daniels. This brother was really impressive. First drive, you lead them to a touchdown. That you couldn't script that any better if you were Cliff Kingsbury, who is Washington's offensive coordinator.